Live, Rip.
Oh, we're out live.
This is where you're supposed to say, welcome to Rip Rogers Live. Ask me any questions that you want.
No, you said that. Oh, that's how I'm supposed to?
Yeah, it's been your
okay.
It's been your intro for
Well, okay.
See what we got here today. Hey, welcome. It's Friday.
Are we on time?
Friday at noon. Concrete,
Hey,
baby.
we're right here. We're concrete.
Every Friday at noon.
Every Friday, no
We've
matter what, except
never-
sometimes.
Except for quite a few times.
Well, sometimes shit happens, you know.
But we're here now. Let's see if we got anybody in the comments. Looks like BSK. That reminds me. He sent me a link to put a link in here and all that kind of stuff. And
who did?
Buckshot Kid, and I forgot all about it.
Okay, but he was the first one on there.
I know, but
BSK.
last week he sent me stuff so we could automatically have stuff in the chat for our viewers. Like link, I can't even remember what he sent me, but I forgot to look at it. Who else we got in here? Medium 5.
Yeah, he's your local perv. He's like me.
He's talking to Ronnie. Ronnie's not even here.
Okay.
Mine is stop.
Okay.
He's always got some kind of you're right. The local perv.
Yeah, he's local perv, yeah.
Nobody's here today, Rip. We only got 3 viewers. People must not think we're really coming on here today.
Well, you know, we're usually when we're supposed to come on at 12, sometimes we're a little bit late, or sometimes we're a day early.
Well, last week we were on at noon.
Exactly.
And it was our biggest crowd besides the Ryback show that we've ever had.
Now, what else did we have here? Was Romer here? Was Dylan Bostic here?
It was me and you, Rick.
It was me and you?
Yeah, just me and you.
Well, what it was last week, your beard was a little bit darker.
It definitely was.
It didn't have any gray coming out, and you were luring all the hot young chicks.
Yeah, that's probably what
and I was luring nobody.
Pinion Haver.
Oh, Concrete.
I think I just said his name wrong.
It's Pinion Haver.
Pinion Haver. Nobody's here. Maybe we should plug stuff when nobody's here for the recording.
Well,
hey, when you guys are watching this recording,
hey, get your
ProWrestlingTees.com. Get your ProWrestlingTees.com. Get your Wrestling with Rip Rogers t-shirt. Oh, that reminds me, Rip. You got a sale on one of your other t-shirts.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I owe you money today, man. Just got the email last night. You're over.
Wow.
I think they're buying your shirt because it's cheaper than our
I think
our
well,
shirt.
You know, I think yours is a better shirt.
What did we do with that book? Is that book laying around here anymore?
Well, maybe it's over here. Maybe it's over there.
Did Tony Khan buy the book?
He could afford it. That's for sure.
I
wish
the
he'd
book.
buy every one I'd ever made. Tony would.
Don't see the book, but the book on pro wrestling.
On sale right now?
Amazon.
At Amazon.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Go get that thing. At 12:30. Maybe people thought we were starting at 12:30 because I put it at 12:30. Ronnie Jonah is joining the show.
Oh, yeah.
People might have been confused. I was just saying she's coming on at 12:30.
She's coming at 12:30?
Yeah, onto the show.
Oh, okay. I was just checking. Did you say she runs like a sex thing or something like that?
Yeah, I said she's like a sex therapist or something.
Oh, my God. Will there be any wormage shown or anything? Or
I mean, yours maybe.
There be pumps,
could be yours.
Pumps going on, or ways to keep it up if you can't get it up or whatever. Well, just throw an 18-year-old in there named Fat with long fingers and shave the hair on her knuckles, and you'll be all right. Turn the lights down low. Think about whoever you want to.
What the hell are you talking about? Hey, how about the James stuff, man? WSI.
Oh, we're on fire.
Oh, audible version of the book. I don't think so, Warrior G-Man.
No, I don't have a... What?
He wants you to read the whole book to him.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, just read it. Put the son bitch by your... is Dr. Ruth Westheimer coming on. That was the old...
Dr. Ruth.
Yeah, Dr.
The sex
Ruth.
therapist. That's why he's saying that, because we said we're having Ronnie Jonah, the sex therapist, on.
I don't want to see a sex therapist when they're old. Disgusting.
So yeah, WSI. If you've not been to YouTube, Wrestling Shoot Interviews, Rip did an awesome interview with
James Romero.
James Romero. Been putting out clips daily, every single day for the last probably week or so. Been some awesome clips. Rip's getting a lot of great comments, a lot of great feedback.
A lot of fat women want me.
A lot of fat women. If you haven't seen it, there it is. Wrestling Shoot Interview, WSI. Go check out all Rip stuff. Put some comments. Anybody that says anything bad about Rip on there, Go tell him to fuck off. How
Yeah.
about that? How's that, Rip? Is that good?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
But in case I can just go like this and hey, fuck all you assholes.
You could do that too.
Yeah.
We also, Rip, I don't know if you checked into our own channel lately. I'll tell you what, we're growing. I can't believe we don't have anybody on here today because we're over, baby. We are up now, Rip, to, if I could find it. Drum roll, Rip. Come on.
Okay. Drum and roll.
Spinning.
It's still spinning.
All right, I'll just give you the latest update. 4,190 subscribers on YouTube.
4,190.
4,190 subscribers on YouTube. Oh, 91. It just refreshed. 4,191 subscribers on YouTube.
Give you a hand. Don't get any better than that, does it?
Thanks to everybody out there subscribing. If you're not checked out our Rip Rogers Reacts, it's the hottest show right now on YouTube. We did one today, Rip. You want to tell everybody what we watched today? A little bit of
AEW.
Yeah, AEW.
AEW.
AEW. I made Rip watch a little bit, or at least a couple little snippets, not a whole lot. Don't get too excited. Of Forbidden Door, and then we also watched Sting, baby.
Almost kill himself. It looked like.
We watched Sting almost kill himself.
My gosh.
As he jumped off the ladder, didn't quite make the table.
Yeah, that's good for longevity. Stinger.
Well, he doesn't need to be around much longer.
Well,
I don't think he needs another 30-year career, does he?
I'll tell you. Man, I thought he looked like he was going to get killed on that thing.
I thought he was. I mean,
you think Booker Tony Khan told him to do that? Or I don't think the Stinger would be wanting to do that on his own. Nobody in their right mind would be wanting
maybe
to do
some
it.
people can chime in the chat. You guys in the chat, do you think that Sting jumps off the ladder, lets people jump on him off the ladder on his own, or do you think Tony Khan makes him do it? Rip thinks it's Tony Khan's idea. I think it's Sting's idea.
Well, he's the Booker of the Year.
Well, that doesn't mean that's his idea to tell Sting to jump off a ladder. I cannot imagine Tony Khan going to Sting and say, hey, I know you're 63, but will you jump off this ladder onto the announce table?
He'd have got so much reaction, gonna do it, but then they pull him down from behind or whatever, but he makes a comeback on the ones that was down there and the tension's diverted, and he would have done it. And instead, Sting could be hurt bad.
What?
God, use your brain, AEW. I guess that'd be a first, though. What the hell, right?
Buckshot Kid says, I think the money makes him do it. Yeah. You would think Sting would be set by now, wouldn't you? Like,
it's really not the money. He's made so much money, but it's hard to retire from any job that you're on.
Well, it was real easy for me to retire from teaching.
Well, but you got this worldwide podcast though. You're building that body all the time. You're busy dyeing your beard, hanging out, looking good, chopping them trees down your backyard with your hand, just chops to keep in chop shape. You can do that. You're Vaughn Lilas and you're 6'6".
I think if you would say it's hard to retire from a job you love, or wrestling, or football, or basketball, or something like that, I would say, but I'm not going to agree with just any job.
Okay. I'll go that.
I mean,
but he's wanting to prove that he's worth, he says, well, hey, I can do that. Put me in, coach. I just want to play. I just want to play the game. Whatever the team needs, hit behind the runner, bunt him over to second, take a pitch in the ribs and get on first base. I just want to play, coach. Put me in.
Are you talking about Sting right now? Well, yeah, but he's not moving around in a second. He's jumping off a ladder from the ring to the announce table.
I would ask him to hit behind a runner or bunt him over or take one in the ribs. But you know how Tony is.
Oh, he took one. I don't think it's Tony Khan that's making him do.
Well, who else?
Sting is doing it.
Oh, I'm sure he says, "Hey, let me jump on there."
I think he
and
is.
Almost get myself.
I think they're putting these matches together. Jericho's been doing stupid shit, and Sting is just like, all right, everybody else is doing it. I'm gonna do something. I can't just never do anything.
Well, he did it in his prime when he set up at the. No, wait a minute. He was up at the rafters for WCW for how long?
Yeah.
Then when he finally wrestled again, Now, was the ratings, did it come up minimal or at all?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think it come up very much if it did, because he was still being seen and he was over. But well, what the hell, right?
I don't think really right now. I don't think AEW ratings would change one bit. I mean, Punk maybe moved him a tad bit this last time, but as long as people are just going, they haven't moved really in 4 years.
No,
I mean,
you're
they
right.
really
They're
haven't.
basically the same thing.
It's the same audience that wants to see that style of wrestling. You can plug in pretty much, in my opinion anyway, who you want. As long as they're doing that shit, then there you go.
It's different. Put it that way.
It is different. So I did a watch along with Renee Dupree. So I'll give Renee a little plug here. So Renee does, might drive some of our people away, but what the hell. Renee does a watch along through his Patreon. So I did watch along on Wednesday nights. So we watched AEW. I would much rather sit and watch AEW for 2 hours than WWE. Because at least you're getting, even if you don't, you're getting at least action, excitement. WWE is just boring. It's all commercials and backstage shit. And they were saying that they watched 3 hours of WWE and there were, or excuse me, 2 hours. The first 2 hours of Raw, there were 3 matches in 2 hours.
Okay.
I mean, so what do you, I mean, 2 hours, 3 matches.
Okay.
And they're not like 45-minute matches. They're, 8-minute matches.
Hey, what do we have in ODCW?
A match like
we have wrestling, didn't we?
Yeah, it's
It's just wrestling.
Yeah.
A lot of times we'd open up the show with a match in the ring. And at the end, we had the standby matches. People fighting to get in. They want to be on TV. Instead of just handing out TV time so much that everybody's bored. There's too much wrestling on TV. Nobody gives a shit.
But that's why I'd rather watch AEW. There's just more action, I guess.
Yeah, probably it don't make any sense, but
No, it makes 0 sense.
it makes 0 sense. But at least it's action. So
Oh,
what the
Renee
hell?
was so mad. He apparently does not like Chris Jericho. But so I of course said, my favorite part of this whole show is Chris Jericho. So when Jericho comes down his entrance, I was like, all right, hold on. Jericho's on. I got to turn this up.
Mm-hmm.
He kicked me out of the thing.
Oh.
He kicked me out of the thing. Renee did. It was awesome. I don't know, man. The worse Jericho gets, the dumber shit he does, the more I like him. It's all just a rib. The whole thing is a rib. You can't tell me any different.
Well,
You can, but
when we saw him, when we looked at the clips of that pay-per-view they had, I mean, he is now, Chris, you are allowed to work out. You are allowed to go on a diet. Just do like me when I hit 40, wrestle in that T-shirt.
All right, let's see. Medium 5 says Sting does it on his own. Sting's idea. Carl Brown, what's up, man? Get on YouTube, watch this stuff. He will do almost anything for 30K. I think he's making more than that. Unless it's 30K like an episode. Hey, Charles Alfred in the house.
What's a
The hammer, baby.
What's a hammer doing?
He said, what's up? It's the threat of doing it. He agrees with you. Threat. The threat.
I said, baby.
If it's not the money, it's the ego. Dye your hair blonde with a black beard. Been done, I think, hasn't it, Rip?
I thought about it once.
I think that's been done at least once.
Oh, okay.
Why does Renee not like Jericho? I think because he just is 52 and still, I don't know, politicking and getting everything he wants. T. Weasel says Jericho is the man. Me and Weasel, we know our wrestling, Rip.
Now Robinson says, gentlemen.
Big Al, gentlemen. What's up, Al? Al's always here on time. EBS in the house. Hello and good evening. He must not be where we're at because it ain't evening.
Buckshot Kid said AEW is in my town and I'm not going.
Oh, come on, BSK. You got to go support
just
Tony.
One time.
Poor Tony.
And do like WCW. And with Heyman was like half-ass boss. Come in and they got all your signs here you're supposed to hold up. Like Jericho Holics or whatever.
That's right.
In the Chris Jericho section. And then when it's Manny the Weasel Valverde wrestling for AEW, we can have all the Weaselites in there, and they can have their signs for the Weasel.
Don't worry, he's got to put himself over. Down 36 pounds since January 3rd. Hey,
who is?
T. Weasel, man. Hey, Weasel, send me a picture of you half naked, and we'll show it up here. All the weight you've lost.
I want to see Weasel if he shaves that fat off his neck.
When's the big pose down going with Weasel and your boy Eric Jimenez?
Oh, he changed jobs. Eric Jimenez did.
Well, he can still do a pose down, can he? Does that prevent him from doing a pose down?
I think he quit training. I think he's back munching.
Still down 4 pounds?
I think he might be up 4 pounds by now.
When I posted that video on YouTube with you and the one Mellencamp video, he asked how many socks you had stuffed down here.
12.
Are you going to eat during this whole thing? Like, are you going to eat during this whole thing by chance?
If I'm going to try and eat all your Whoppers you have in the building, so I'll mess your trip up.
I mean, you could
what?
Just wait a little bit or something.
I could.
My hammer has grown 2 inches in a year, Warrior G-Man said. Great. It's awesome.
I bet he's lying. Or he's fudging. He's pulling the button. No, he's doing a Dusty Rhodes.
Prove it.
He's not telling the truth.
Hey, we got a new listener in here. Looks like Italian.
Rip is great.
Rip
well,
is
at least the Italian. Is that sort of like an Italian lion or Italian? But I agree with him. Says Rip is great. Let me adjust my glasses here so I can see.
Oh, Warrior G-Man. Oh, guy, I should have shown you that clip.
What?
So Sting always has the bat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jericho now has a bat as well.
It's going to be the battle of the bats?
So Jericho comes in the ring and hits Sting with it, like hits him like in the arm.
Okay.
It didn't look vicious, but Sting actually sold it like it actually looked like it probably hurt a little bit. So Sting gets his bat, and instead of hitting Jericho with it, he hits Jericho's bat. So then they have
are they sword fighting?
So now they both pull their bats up and do like a
sword fight. That sounds like a Tony spot, don't it?
It sounds like a Jericho spot.
Oh, okay.
That's Chris Jericho. That's why I love him. All his shit is so rotten. It's so funny. And that's why Rene Dupree hates him.
Yeah, but wait a minute now. Somebody was in need, and I remember Jericho, he popped out $1,500, and so he's over with me no matter what.
I just sat here and said I love him.
Okay.
So,
but usually everything we say about AEW is a little bit of, as Ernie Ladd would say, Rogers, don't be facetious.
Well, a little bit.
How about a lot of bit?
Yeah. I do. Every time he's on, I watch. To me, it's must-watch TV.
Look. EBS said the genius broke his jaw from that fucking table.
Well, no shit. Did you? That's what I kept trying to show you. His jaw is bleeding all over the place.
I saw that, but I didn't know he broke his jaw.
I wouldn't know how he did.
I thought it might have had.
I think it looked like he knocked teeth out. He was bleeding all over the place.
Well, shit happens.
That's not from jumping off a ladder.
Going hit and run left for dead, motherfucker.
It's true. My pecker got bigger when I lost 200 pounds.
Well, you were the Buckshot Kid was the Buckshot Elephant.
Now, when you think of Buckshot Kid in your head,
I think of a skinny guy.
I do too. Do you think of somebody that could lose 200 pounds?
No.
I
was thinking of about 167-pound Buckshot Kid.
I can tell you exactly who I think of when I think of him. I think of Goose Mahoney. When I think of Buckshot Kid, Goose Mahoney comes into my head.
Because Goose was skinny.
Right, yeah. I do not understand how Sting allowed himself to take the stunt he did on Dynamite. Seriously, is 60+ what he's approved? Yeah. I think that's why I think it's his idea. Or Jericho's idea.
Well, maybe.
And then Sting. It's probably Jericho ribbing him. Hey, Sting, you won't do, I think you should do this.
Yeah,
I think it'll be the greatest thing. Sting, could you imagine? You're sick. Could you imagine doing this? And Sting,
I'll tell you what. Right. Jericho has led a charmed life. Here he is. What was Chris? 52, something like that?
I think he's 52.
Okay, and here he is, being a star, still doing what he loves to do, still got his band, Fozzy, still doing that shit. Some bitch is over. What can you say? He's ribbing everybody, and he's already won the game, whatever the hell.
Yeah. I think he's like still married with like high school kids or something too.
Oh, I think yeah.
He's the man. Hey, so we got a big interview today, Rip. I hope you step up your interview game today because I'm a little nervous, man. I don't know. I hope you can.
You've never been nervous behind the bike.
So today, ladies and gentlemen, I know you've seen it. We didn't get a lot of participation. I think we got about 10 questions. Today, we are interviewing the one-man gang.
Crusher Broomfield.
George
Gray.
Akeem.
Panama Gang.
I never knew him as Panama
George
Gang.
the Giant.
Where was he Panama Gang at?
When he was down in Tampa, he turned babyface.
Oh, yeah?
And he went from one-man gang to Panama Gang. Guess who was the boss down there then?
Dusty, huh?
That's it, baby.
So, yeah, we'll have Rip. We'll have an interview with One Man Gang. It's not going to be on here live, but we're going to record it. And then we'll clip it up, put it out, put the whole thing out eventually. But looking forward to it, Rip.
Well,
I think it's going to be one of the greatest interviews
I think
we've
it's
ever
going to
done.
be the greatest interview on tape we do today.
I think it will be on tape.
Okay.
And I put on the YouTube channel. I said, hey, put your questions in here that you want me to ask. Some of you did. A lot of you didn't. I might be able to get to them still if you go put them in the post right now. Be able to ask him. We'll see. I think it'll be a cool. And then today, here in about 10 minutes, Rip, we got the rock star Ronnie Jonah joining the show.
Now, she's a sex therapist, right?
Well, I say that. I think it's what it said like on her Facebook. I don't think that's like, I don't know. We'll ask her.
Well, I'll
today.
ask her 32 different ways of asking that. If she'll
we'll
demonstrate or
her.
show me or talk dirty to me
So
in
she's
3
doing,
different languages.
She's
or
doing a show now called the Heat Magnets.
the heat magnets. Well, Jericho's a heat magnet. He knows what it's at.
Maybe he'll
What
be
it's
on the
all
show.
about.
Here, right here. Her Facebook profile says behavioral therapist at sex therapy.
Well, she's from Vancouver, BC, baby. She would know Gene Kaniski and Al Tomko. She might went across the back to the U.S. side and lived in Blaine, Washington. Don't know.
We'll see today. Maybe we'll ask her.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll ask her.
Maybe she knows Nick Wayne's mother.
Maybe.
Well, because she used to always go to she'd even go to the island there in Vancouver and go see the Midge when he was working for Al Tomko, an all-star wrestler in Vancouver. Don't get any better than that.
Good. BSK's down to 210 pounds now. That means he was at 410.
I mean, he was 410, huh?
Oh,
Wow.
what about that? Jericho is putting out a Painmaker movie soon. Wow. So now he's getting into the movies.
Hey, you might need a 6'6" guy that's got a little bit of gray in the beard and got a baseball cap on backwards, and better keep that cap on backwards or the light might hit everybody.
I'm only 6'4" now, I think, Rip. So I'm out.
Oh, okay.
Charles Alford, Lilas and Hammer, new tag team. Man, you know what?
Lilas and Hammer.
I like it, but I got these broken ribs still, Rip. I don't know, man.
God, you're still bitching.
Oh, they hurt
You're
so
still
bad.
bitching
I
about
can't
that.
sleep. Yeah. You told Adam Parsons I was all healed up and fine. I can't do anything. I can't even lay down.
Well, I didn't want him to think he was. I didn't want him to think he was a big pussy.
Well,
You know, hell, here you are beating up everybody on the video with Starcade, and you're over and in the Memphis studio, and you got the big kendo stick hitting everybody, chopping everybody, being over. Got fire thrown on you. You didn't give a shit. It was all you. Sometimes, always, it was just you. And now this. I can't believe it.
yeah, I'm hurt, man. So I had two matches actually, a couple weekends ago. Chucky, Tennessee, School of Morton. Broke a couple ribs. It was great. Gang was one of the only wrestlers who really scared me. Please ask George about Andre selling. Andre selling what?
I guess he was selling door to door.
Surely he wasn't selling during
got-
the match, was he? Did Andre sell much?
Oh, yeah.
Did he?
Especially if he was French Canadian. Garvin had got all that footage where Garvin just beat the shit out of Andre. And Garvin was so over when he was the one-man gang working for Fuller's in Knoxville. He had a handicap match, Andre the Giant and Roy Lee Welch against Ronnie Garvin.
Two against
one against Garvin.
The Garvin surely didn't.
Garvin
did.
just beat the shit out of everybody.
I saw. I was trying to look at some clips with Crusher, and he talked about Garvin. We'll have to ask him about him today. And he was like, asking about his little feud or whatever.
Mhm.
Garvin, he's like, "Oh, wasn't good." He said those chops hurt.
Oh, God, Garvin beat him half to death.
Well, he did. That's what he acted like. So I'm trying to think of Andre, though. I remember more of Andre, I think, when he turned heel in
Yeah.
WWF.
Mm-hmm.
you know, he was older. I'm trying to think younger. God, was he on? He had to be on TBS a little bit, but I would just see like clips of him. He'd always have those like 3-on-1 matches, or where guys would try to,
yeah,
I don't know, do
the
different
test of
things.
strength things of
A
breaking
lot
his
of
hand,
gimmick
trying
stuff.
to,
It seemed
yeah.
like, but I didn't see because he was never in Memphis, was he? At least not.
Yeah, he worked.
Andre?
Yeah, see, Vince Senior booked Andre the Giant. You'd have to book it through him. Just like it used to be, almost if you wanted girls, you had to book them through Moolah, and she was the booker for the girls. And Vince Senior handled the booking for Andre the Giant. So he might come in, like he could be work for Memphis for a week, then he'd work for Nick Goulas for a week in Nashville. Then he could go over to Fuller in Knoxville, and he could be in Tennessee for like 3 weeks. And then they kicked back 10% to Vince McMahon. He was the booking agent for that.
I guess I'm asking more as a kid watching Channel 3 wrestling. I don't ever remember seeing Andre the Giant on my TV.
Well, a lot of times what they would do, they would put a teaser on there. They wanted you to pay to see him live.
Yeah, I feel like I remember him on TBS, but I don't think I ever saw him on the Memphis TV. But so yeah, I didn't really see much of him until WWF, I don't think.
Yeah, see, they wanted to keep him off TV so people would pay to see him. And it was a big deal for Andre to come in. If he was in Portland, Oregon for like 8 days, then he might do the Los Angeles territory for 7 days, then over to San Francisco for 6 days, then go out to Hawaii for the weekend. And then he was booked every week pretty much. And then he made 10% of the actual gross of the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what his pay was.
He was an attraction.
Yeah, he was an attraction. So now, like when he was working for WWE, you saw him too much on TV.
Did you?
Yeah, you saw him a little bit too much. But they learned that, and then Vince McMahon's a genius. He figured it all out. He can now draw shit and making more money than ever now. He definitely knows how to make money.
Yeah. Rip, is your memory better than Les Thatcher? I don't know what that means. He said Eddie Mansfield never worked for Ron Fuller, and the match is on YouTube. Ever work with
on the matches on YouTube?
I guess Les is saying that Eddie Mansfield never worked for Fuller.
I thought he did because now I could be wrong, but on Facebook all the time they'll have a lot of old programs and stuff and ads and the thing. And I thought I saw Eddie was like in Pensacola. And I think it was for Fuller. I don't think it was the Gulf Coast promotion before Fuller bought it. I think he was actually down there. I think he didn't work for Fuller after he exposed the business, but this was before.
Oh, so that's the guy that did Eddie Mansfield.
Uh-huh.
SM White II, new listener. SM White's been all over our YouTube channel, commenting, helping the channel out. Appreciate that. So apparently Thatcher said no. Who? So which one is the incontinent lover? Said ever work with the incontinent lover? Is that a
no?
Is that a rib?
No, Eddie Mansfield. He was a continental. I think they called him the continental lover or something like that.
Maybe that's supposed to say intercontinental.
But I don't think it was intercontinental. I think it was continental.
Okay.
They said Calgary got Andre for a week. Yeah, he would come all the territories for at least a week.
Did anyone in the porn industry ever ask you or any other wrestling to be in the movies, like in porn movies?
Oh, I did porn. No, I did. But I just did stills, pictures. I went to Times Square. Remember when I showed you the pictures?
Hold on. We got breaking news right here on Ask Rip Rogers Live.
This is old news.
I've been sitting here with a porn star this whole time, and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember I got them pictures of Buddy Rogers? I was in Times Square, New York
I don't remember.
In 1991. How old were you then?
In 91, 18?
Okay. Oh, I guess I couldn't take you there. You couldn't have got in.
Okay, so you did porn.
Yeah, I just did stills, pictures.
Like naked.
Yeah, all kinds with this on and that on. And I was different characters too, because at the time I had the blonde hair and the black beard.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had I did it with blonde hair, black beard. Then they spray painted my hair dark with the beard. Then they shaved my beard and had the blonde hair. Then I still had the shaved beard, but then they put the dark in my hair. So I was 4 different characters.
But were you with Buddy Rose? You said something about Buddy Rose.
No, I said pictures of Buddy Rogers.
Oh, Buddy Rogers.
Yes.
That's when you.
Yeah, that's when I was in New York.
It's okay.
Yeah, that was in 1991. So I was 37.
Can you tell us who got you into porn?
I can't remember. Somebody gave me a lead, and I called. And they just jumped on it, right? So I'm sitting right there, and I'm supposed to I'm supposed to get pumped up for the shots, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there. So of course, the photographer, he's like a $3 bill looking at me like, oh, my boy, do you need any help with that? I said, you want to die right now? I said, oh, I make $500 for the shoot. Give me the money first. Yeah. So they gave me the money.
Wow. Who knew that? So are those pictures out there anywhere?
Probably. I never bought any, didn't want any.
Man, that's awesome. We got a whole new audience now. Look at all these people joining the show now.
Well, they probably
now that they know Rip's a porn star.
Yeah.
Great question in there, Buckshot Kid. Hey, we got a guest here in the waiting room. We got to get on here shortly. Let's check.
Now, when I did the porn, I did shave the pubes for the illusion of length, just for the hell of it.
Oh, that's what BSK did.
Okay.
He lost 200 pounds.
Yeah, I didn't lose 200 pounds.
Yeah. Big gold and a billfold, so swole that I can't get the shit closed. So I money fold and rubber band wrap, and when it pop, bitches sound like a hand clap.